With over 1,600 worldwide performances and concerts, you would think that there's not much that Dave Chappelle has been able to keep private about his life. However, his religion is one thing he refuses to bring into the public eye. He has his own reasons for that. Dave Chappelle once said, "I don't normally talk about my religion publicly because I don't want people to associate me and my flaws with this beautiful thing." However, Chappell was recently viewed on a Netflix show called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, hosted by David Letterman, in which he was asked about his conversion to Islam, what finally led to his decision and prompted to open up about his faith. The stand-up comedian opened up about his conversion to Islam and said that he accepted his Muslim identity at the age of 17 during his time in Washington, D.C. In a hyped New York fashion, Chappelle lived across the street from a pizza shop and regularly interacted with a Muslim employee there. I would ask him questions about his religion, and the guy was so passionate about it. It was very compelling, said the fascinated teenager. Chappell's good communication with the employee strengthened his walk towards the Islamic faith, and he started to research more about it. "I liked the perspective of Islam and think these things informed my decision, that I wanted to have a meaningful life, a spiritual life," revealed the talented comedian, also an actor and producer. Chappelle was also probed on how he views the current standards for Islamic faith, what role media plays in the acceptance of Muslims, and the many misconceptions revolving around Islam. He replied that the ways of Islamic representation in public are such a narrow and dismissive view of a religious belief. Dave Chappelle has always been vocal about the misinformation in society, especially when it concerns politics, popular culture, and fame. His unreserved comics are a result of a living as part of the minorities in the US and facing realities of life as a black person in the nation's capital. The Mark Twain Prize-winning stand-up comedian relieved society of his problematic views on Islam by saying, "It's a beautiful religion. A beautiful religion. And the ideas in that religion are reflected in all the major Abrahamic faiths. You'll see these views in Christianity and Judaism." Chappelle tries to bridge the gaps between the three most followed religions in the world. Recently, he visited the Zamzam well in Saudi Arabia, which is famous for the incident of Angel Jibreel releasing water from the underground by command of Allah subhanallah wa ta'ala to refresh Hajar, wife of Hazrat Ibrahim, and their son Ismail, since they were starved and parched. Chappelle found comfort at the source of the well and named his first son Ibrahim in honor. He elaborated by saying, "The thing that comforts me about it is the idea that all of this is from a singular source. That this source is ultimately kind, and even though we may not understand the intention of the source, we're all connected." David Chappelle, though very reserved on his talk of religion and faith, helped us all realize how peaceful Islam is, what powerful beliefs holds, and how special it can be to find comfort, even if it is at the source of a well. We hope that Dave Chappelle continues to make us all laugh with his blunt comics, stun us with his mesmerizing acts, and above all, become an inspiration for all of us to become better Muslims in the midst of all of it. Ameen.